Yeah.
Hey, all right. You are now tuned in to one of the finest movie podcasts in the business. Michael Govier, Travis Roy, Eric Brancham, and we got a special guest today. We'll talk about him in just a moment, but don't forget, Cinema 9 Pod at protonmail.com, Cinema 9 Pod, all your favorite local platforms where you look at stuff, stare at stuff, waste your time, etc., etc. We're going to do Brotherhood of the Wolf, a 2001 film. It is a French film, by the way, so we hope you enjoy it. And if you haven't seen it, then you probably should not watch this. Go back and watch the movie, then watch or listen to the podcast version later on.
Well, they can listen to the top half, though, right? I mean, because our top half is always true. Like kind of bullshit.
Yeah, I got some bullshit ready to line up.
All right.
Yeah, well, speaking of bullshit, there he is. That's the guy who selected Brotherhood of the Wolf. Let's give it up for the one and only Eron Worley, everybody. There he is. Hail to the bozo, he's the bozo. We all say hail to.
The puttiest of chuds.
So you got a shirt on there. Is that the wolf?
No,
bro.
Is that Coco?
That's fucking Army of Darkness, man. It's Evil Dead.
No, it's Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead
2 specifically.
Yeah. Dead by Dawn.
Oh, there. Yeah, it says it down there. I didn't see the writing. Sorry.
There it is. There it is.
Well, hi. Great. This is awesome.
All right.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, this is great.
You got diarrhea?
Not yet. Not yet.
All right.
Report back later.
See how it goes.
All right.
Well, Eron is he's an old friend of ours. He's been around for a while. He also watches and checks out the show. So, having lived with Eron personally for at least a year, I can attest that he has a large movie collection, and he's certainly a movie borderline wizard. But he's certainly he's not a snob, but he knows his movies, right, Eron?
Yeah, I like to watch movies. I don't like to really. I'm not interested in the behind the scenes kind of stuff. I don't know who
directors.
Are.
You
I don't know
yeah.
directors. So, but I like movies.
Right?
Yeah. If people don't know, like Travis, Mike, and myself, we spent our formative years growing up in the same neighborhood. Middle school, high school, Heartland, Michigan.
It's true.
Yeah, Rolling Hills.
Yeah, Rolling Hills. Well, I mean, backside was a little more. Backside was a little more down to earth fellows. Yeah, front suburbs were a little more posh, a little more bourgeois.
It was a shorter walk to Norm's pool hall, so we had that going for us.
Speaking of Norm's pool hall, how about that? Remember that video place that was in that plaza?
Yeah, sure. I remember everything. I remember all those.
What was it called? I don't remember what it's called.
It was Videoland.
Videoland.
Movie Land?
Movie Land was by Food Town, and then
yes.
It was Movie Land and I think Movie Town. Was that right?
I can't remember the name of the place.
Movie Land and Food Town.
Fuck.
Movie Land was right next to Food Town and what used to be Matthew's Pharmacy going way back.
So. Movie Land we got down, but there was another one with a similar name next to Cosmo's Pizza.
Right outside the sub.
Yeah.
Right outside the subdivision.
That's a tough one.
People alive in Heartland, Michigan in the year 1985.
Email the show.
Drop us an email at protonmail, blah, blah, blah.
If you happen to be cruising along M59 in like 1991 and you happen to pop into this plaza, I specifically remember renting WWF Steel Cage, the video game for NES, which was the follow-up to WrestleMania.
I remember us renting a Betamax player so we could rent Betamaxes. I don't remember what the fuck ones we rented, but I remember that.
I remember the guy rented me Last House on the Left and Faces of Death, and I was probably like 13.
I was there when they took Matthew of Matthew's Pharmacy fame out in handcuffs for being a major drug runner.
What?
Wow.
For real? This isn't allegedly? Oh, yeah. We at 79 Podcast would like to throw in allegedly.
Bucky fired with them. Yeah, it was Matthew and Bucky. They were both in it together. Drug running the cartel. It's insane.
That's great. I worked at Burger King when that manager got put in handcuffs for stealing like $9,000 from the safe.
What was that place in Brighton? The Mexican place that everyone was considering?
Border Cantina.
Border Cantina. The Mexican
Jones.
Mexican Jones. Nobody ever set foot in there for 20 years, but it was always open. That was always kind of creepy.
No one's ever eaten there.
Rumors about that. You went in there once and there was like grease on the soda.
So I'm looking at it. I'm looking literally right now at an advertisement for Movie Land in a yearbook from 1988, Heartland. So Movie Land was definitely the place over on M59 at US 23 in that plaza. No membership fees, it says, by the way. Open daily, 632-4565 was the phone number. So.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. Right. No membership fees, but your first rental was like $25, so kind of scummy.
Yeah, my sister-in-law worked there for like a decade.
There's also advertisement for Granny's Place.
There it is. Yep, Granny's Place.
And Kiss Cam.
Before it got transformed into the Rush Limbaugh celebration that it like in 1990 or whatever. Like, it turned into Dittos.
Yeah.
A place that was devoted to Rush Limbaugh. It was really weird for like a few years. Yeah, he's very
Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Derek Fern spelled your name wrong initially, but got it right on the second try. So
nice
thank you,
Derek.
Christ.
Anyways, let's move on. Heartland trivia. By the way, last thing I'll say: there's an advertisement for the. We actually had it better in like 1992 because this is 1988, and the best advertisements they could get was Movie Land and the Oasis Truck Plaza.
Of course,
there it is.
I mean, I worked at the Oasis. It was great. Great times.
Did you?
Yeah.
And Big Boy, of course.
Yeah, I didn't work at Big Boy.
Bogies.
No.
Oh wow. Anyways, we'll never know the name of that fucking place. That's gonna drive me nuts. We got to talk to some Heartlanders after the fact because that did exist. It was in there for sure.
I really think it was Movie Town. I really do.
Movie Town.
He's a little bit older. Maybe he remembers. Travis.
Hey, Derek. You wouldn't know it. Derek lived over in. He probably wouldn't know.
Extra Mayo,
yes. Yeah, Extra Mayo at the video store. By the way, Cosmos turned into La Pizza for a brief time too, which is a really dumb name. That was a stupid name.
This is some niche history right here.
You guys remember my father tried to open a video store?
Yes, when I first met Corey in 1991, had all those old Nintendo games that were boxed up still, like their rentals, and the movies. Where Leonard Part 6 was the first time I saw Leonard Part 6 was in your basement in Heartland. And on that, do you remember this, Aaron? You guys had this like mobile VHS player that was gray with like a case. You remember that thing? Like, we watched it on that.
That big red and blue like countertop that was from the video store that was down in the basement.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, a little trivia.
I remember that.
And before he moved, he sold the whole thing. It's a lot, I think, but the entire house in North Carolina was just stacked to the ceiling with videotapes. Me and Corey would be going through them, looking for the most adult thing we could find.
Of course,
we watched like 9.5 Weeks. We watched
Wild Orchid.
Wild Orchid was the other one I was thinking of. Yeah, Wild Orchid. Yeah.
Not masseuse.
It was before Full Body Massage. That was in 95.
Full Body. Was that where Doug did it?
Is this how Doug does it?
Right.
Anyways, we got lots of stuff to talk about, so we should get moving here. We have a top 3 we're doing today. We haven't done a top 3 in a long. In fact, wasn't Travis Diddley archives recently a few months ago? He was going through the classics, and then Eric started listening to the show again recently from the beginning. Does anyone remember the last time we did a top 3?
No idea.
No, remember Grilled Cheese the movie? That was a lot of fun.
It's been like half a year.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's probably been a while.
It's been a while.
Here's
we all have to do it.
God. Yeah, everybody has to do it. So, but
wow, get it.
We're doing a top 3. This is Aaron's request, by the way. So if you're going to be pissed at anybody, be pissed at him. Yes, top 3 Wilhelm screams of all time. Top 3 Wilhelm screams in the history of film. And Aaron, since you chose, why don't you lead us off with we'll go from 3 to 1. Obviously the lowest we'll close it out with the best.
Should we assume that everyone listening knows what the Wilhelm scream is, or just?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it's a movie podcast, right?
All right.
Well, go ahead, Travis. Go ahead.
Well, it's just a commonly used scream since 1952 or something like that.
I think a little bit earlier than actually. I was looking it up at late 40s. I believe it was just a specific movie.
Yeah, it was from a specific.
It got put into the public domain, so people just started grabbing it, and then it became an inside joke, of course.
Yeah,
and then it kind of faded away. So why not? Let's talk about it because it's dumb.
We should have looked up the last movie to use a Wilhelm scream. I wonder if someone used one in 2021. I'm very curious. I bet.
I gotta tell you, I'm a bit perplexed because I thought we were gonna do top 3 Wilhelm screams. So I did Willem Dafoe in Speed 2 Cruise Control.
That makes sense. No, that's perfectly. I mean, I'm into it.
Okay, well, we could switch gears.
I can readjust. No, I'm prepared.
There's got to be one from Spider-Man.
I picked my top 3 punk rock songs by the Wilhelm scream. So.
Oh yeah, The King is Dead. Not bad.
That's I couldn't name one. So.
So I thought about this.
All right, Aaron, give us number 3.
Yeah, man. The reason I thought about this was because I was watching The Two Towers the other day with Cam, and we're watching Two Towers, and they're battling it out during the castle siege. When all the orcs come in, and it's a great battle scene. Everything's great. And then over the top, some dude just launches and over top of all the audio is the Wilhelm scream as he flies by. And I was like, what the hell is that? So I chose that one as my number one.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Here, check this out real quick. This is a compilation of Wilhelm screams that someone did. See if you can catch a Wilhelm scream. This is from The Charge at Feather River, 1953.
Yeah, there it is.
Get that? So stupid. The Charge at Feather River. Very beautiful movie. Underrated. 1953 classic, if you
caught
ask me.
that one, huh?
Was that the first one?
Okay, there it is. Wilhelm scream. It's a very, very, very notable scream. Trust me. All right, so that's a fun one. Who's next? Who wants to go next?
If you're not watching the live stream, you're missing three guys feverishly checking Google. You know what? One of my favorites has always been Gremlins 2. Dude gets attacked by gremlins, and you hear the Wilhelm scream. I mean, I love Gremlins 2, the new batch, and this is just icing on the cake when it comes to that Joe Dante classic.
Right on.
Oh, yeah.
In
Spider Gremlin is awesome.
In Crusade, there's like that kind of ongoing like caravan fight. One of the guys gets like thrown off the tank or like something like that, and he gives out one of those screams. I'm gonna
buy that.
Throw it out to Crusade. I mean, it's in Raiders too, which is funny, and it's in Temple of Doom. But I'm gonna go ahead and give it up to Raiders or at Crusade.
Isn't that when there's like that's one of the ones with the Nazis, right?
Yeah, there was a Nazi one. There was one Nazi in each one of those films.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Spot that Nazi.
Yeah,
not
the Nazi. Yeah, I was thinking back about Temple of Doom, and I was trying to think about who would have been the Nazi in Temple of Doom.
No Nazis. It's the thuggy cult, and then Lao Shi's Chinese mafioso. So yeah, no.
Nice
Nazis.
try, Lao Shi.
There it is.
This is actually one of my personal favorite Wilhelm screams, and I'm not even kidding. In Tropic Thunder, where he throws that kid off his back towards the end. It's so funny. It's so blatantly obvious. It's a doll too, so it's even dumber because it's not the kid anymore. And they're trying to blow up the bridge at the end. It's like it's a doll and a Wilhelm scream. Very dumb, but very funny. Funny movie.
Love dumb. Speaking of
number two, Aaron.
Number two, I just went with my favorite movie of all time, The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh,
and when Chewbacca throws the stormtrooper, when they're trying to put Han Solo into the carbonite. And that stormtrooper lets out one hell of a scream there.
Wow, that's a classic one. I think we all know that one quite well.
Oh yeah.
Number two, Eric Branstrom.
My number two is Return of the Jedi. This is the first time I ever remember hearing the Wilhelm scream, and it's when the Weequay, or it's like the dude with like the prune face, he gets thrown off Jabba's sail bar and into the Sarlacc pit. He lets out a hell of a Wilhelm scream.
Good stuff right there.
Oh, that's right. That's a good one. Yeah, I know that one. Okay. Travis, number two.
I remember there's a Wilhelm scream in Blazing Saddles. I don't remember where. I just remember like making note of that, and I like that movie. So I'm going to say that's number two. I've done a lot of research.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
In Blazing Saddles?
Yeah, there's a Wilhelm scream in Blazing Saddles. I want to say like one of the cowboys, like during the fight towards the not when they actually get onto like the onto the set, onto the Hollywood set, but like one of the cowboys when they're fighting in the town at the end. I think it's in that scene.
Isn't there a Wilhelm scream? I think there's a Wilhelm scream in The Fifth Element.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Oh, God darn it, I can't remember the exact moment. Though.
Oh God darn it!
Yeah. Oh gosh, dog.
Jeez, damn it.
Jeez Louise, I mean, suffer and succotash. For crying out loud. There's definitely one in The Fifth Element, but I gotta be honest, I can't remember exactly what the moment is though where it happened. So this may be a failure on my part.
You're reading that. And it doesn't tell you where it was.
I'm a little disappointed that you guys didn't put the effort in on my.
Oh, dude, I got my list right in front of me. Come on now.
There's a reason why we stopped doing.
I'm ready for my number one.
Hey, trust me, I got my number one locked in. Don't worry.
So. I don't have a number.
All right.
So, Aaron, give us your number one.
My number one, of course, is Spaceballs. Yeah.
Spaceballs.
Yep. Right after their body doubles are captured and they rescue the princess, there's a shootout in the hallway.
Damn.
And And John Candy rips the pipes off the wall, and all the lasers go into the pipe. Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah.
Pips off one by one. The last one turns to run, gets hit in the butt, and lets out an awesome Wilhelm scream.
Damn, you're right. Damn! That's a great one.
Yeah. Is there Wilhelm screaming Friday?
I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think so.
I don't think there. That's a good one, though. Yeah, I remember that one. Number 1, Eric Branstrom with a bullet, by the way, which also implies violence and gun violence. Maybe we should get rid of that phrase.
True. Yeah, gunplay is not a joke. You know what? Oscar-winning sound engineer Gary Rydstrom, a true legend in the industry.
Aaron's favorite. He loves him.
Does he? Actually had the balls to put in a Wilhelm scream in Titanic when a fucking British aristocrat falls off the hull of the ship. Yeah.
There's a Wilhelm scream when the dude hits the fucking blades falling.
I remember laughing, and I was like shocked beyond disbelief in the theater because I was so emotionally moved. And then I burst out laughing because it's a straight Wilhelm scream when the fucking dude falls off the Titanic.
Wow, that's I think it's a bad call. That's a great number 1. That's a great number 1, though. It is. I approve.
Yeah.
Travis, you said you're going to abstain. Is that?
Yeah, I abstain. I got nothing. I can't pretend.
Great. Well,
He's looking at Google.
I was going to, but like, fuck that inauthenticity. Just go for it, Mike.
Be yourself. Be yourself.
Be yourself.
My number 1 is from one of my. It's a personal favorite of mine that I've actually considered, and maybe I still will bring it on this show, but it's from Small Soldiers, 1998, Joe Dante movie, another Joe Dante movie, by the way. It's an underrated. It's got Kevin Dunn. Everyone knows I love Kevin Dunn, and it's a fun movie, but it's basically Tommy Lee Jones and all these bad, bogus toys turn crazy.
Yeah.
One of the toys gets like ripped off the kid and gets thrown, and then Wilhelm scream ensues. So the toys can make Wilhelm screams, and that really stood out to me each time.
We watched that a couple years ago. It's great.
It's a great movie.
It's gun flicks. Yeah, I think you're right, Derek.
Joe Dante, he knows what he's doing. David Cross in that movie too. It's funny. Jay Moore, not bad.
Bill Hartman.
Wasn't there a ton of them? Yeah, The Naked Gun is probably filled with Wilhelm screams. There you go. Top 3 Wilhelm screams of all time, minus Travis. But at least Travis was authentic to himself. He stayed true to who he is. And I'm going to respect you tomorrow. But no one should respect any of us. The rest of us should not be respected. So.
Not at all.
All right, well, let's get to quarantine viewing picks. All right, this is fun. So this is where we give you what we've been watching and what we'd like to recommend to you over the course of the last week. Travis Roy, you always started off. What do you got?
Well,
what do you got?
I finally put Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein under my belt. I'd never seen that film, and I figured I should probably watch it. And you know what? Here I am in 2021 watching this movie from 1948, and I laughed. I definitely laughed.
Wow.
I mean, I laughed
it's that old?
Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was like a new thing, like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter or something.
No. Abbott and Costello, have you heard of them?
Yes, but I thought it was combining them into like some
2008. No, Mike.
It's like the Three Stooges movie.
I watched didn't I watch that one? Oh, I watched Laurel and Hardy, the Steve Coogan one a couple years ago.
Oh, I watched that. It wasn't great. I watched Reminiscence from 2021, the new Hugh Jackman. Holy shit. You know, I really did myself quite the fucking job here because like it's a movie that like I got busy and I turned it off an hour in. And then like afterwards I was like, God, don't fucking come back. There's no reason to come back to this. But I'm like, well, you know, gotta give it it fucking sucked. It sucked so bad.
Oh man.
Really? So I shouldn't watch it.
I thought it was really bad.
I shouldn't watch it on Aaron's HBO Max account.
I mean, like it's free, you know, or whatever. I mean, yeah, I didn't go to the theater to watch it.
I mean, why
$2 million in theaters? I mean, like
what went wrong?
What went wrong? I don't know, man. It's just a misfire. You know, I respect him for doing something that's not it's not a remake, it's not a sequel, it's not based on any other intellectual property, but like it's just really premisey and maudlin and like weak noir, trying to be like Blade Runner but not coming close. It's just not good. It's just not good. I watched a 1973 movie with Dean Stockwell called The Werewolf of Washington. 8 years before.
I take it.
What's that?
Washington State?
No, Washington D.C. 8 years before An American Werewolf in London, there was a black comedy about a werewolf in Washington. And this movie, it's got a budget of like, I don't know, $2. It's mostly shot in darkness. It's really like you can barely hear the dialogue most of the time. It's really not great, but at the same time, it's a comedy from the Watergate era about a Republican werewolf murdering people in DC. So it's got value. I mean, it's not good, but you got Dean Stockwell doing a lot of this. If you can see me.
Oh yeah, Dean Stockwell.
There's a lot of that. Just a lot of that. It was pretty funny. I watched the new J.J. Abrams documentary series UFO for Showtime. Eric, have you seen this? I thought you particularly might be interested.
Dude, no, I've been interested.
Oof, yeah, it's. I mean, it's pretty fucking good. I mean, like, there's
what else is there to say? I mean.
Well, there's all kinds of new stuff coming out. So it's a lot of it is talking about like the newest stuff being released. You got interviews with like Harry Reid.
Is Tom DeLonge in it?
He is in it, but they not painted in a great light. Not painted in a great light.
So they're talking about the gimbal and the Tic Tac video and all that stuff.
Yeah. And that's kind of I mean, I think there's definitely a point in the second episode where it starts to get really off the rails. We're like, what the fuck are they talking about? Like, this is ridiculous, And there's definitely like way too much like CG footage where like mixed in with like real footage. So it's like I don't know what's real and what's not all the time.
But who does, man? Who does?
It's true.
Are you talking about Brotherhood of the Wolf or that documentary?
So, but it was. But I mean, it's for skeptics or hardcore believers. I mean, it's a fascinating watch because whether you believe that aliens from another planet are coming to visit us or not, that's irrelevant to the fact that there have been multiple, well documented, UFOs, not necessarily aliens, but it's at this point there's
a lot of unidentified things out there.
Yeah, I mean, again,
probably more than we have identified, I'd imagine.
So it's worth seeing for that. I thought it was a decent watch. Lastly, my main recommendation for the week would be I watched this. Speaking of primacy, a comedy called Another Version of You from 2018. A bunch of nobodies. Like, I mean, it's a very much a independent film. But it was cool. It really plays with parallel lives and parallel universes really well. It starts. The basic plot is like a guy who, he's depressed. The woman he loves is marrying someone else, and he meets some guy who gives him a key that he sticks to any door. When he opens that door, it opens the world to another parallel universe. And it's just the whole movie is just like him, like going from place to place, trying to find the right universe, and like having adventures and experiences, and it's quirky.
Like that show Quantum Leap.
Like what dreams may come.
I mean, I thought you talking about the new Spider-Man trailer.
No, I skipped that. I don't watch trailers, but it was fucking good, man. I would definitely recommend Another Version of You. It's a really nice independent comedy, with a different kind of twist on it. I really liked it. I'd recommend it. That's it. That's what I watched this week.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Three cheers for Travis Roy. Well done, buddy. I did watch the trailer last night, though. I will admit that it happened to be on YouTube. It's called There's Always the Word Home in all three of these Spider-Man movies, apparently, because it's called No Way Home. That's the name of this. I don't know if I'm spoiling that for you, Travis.
No, I don't. I already know the name. I already know too much, which is why I'm not going to watch any fucking previews.
You've heard more.
It's just ridiculous, man. The internet. Just turn it off.
I will tell you this, Travis. To your point, that trailer. If it was, I assume it was a real trailer I watched last night, and not like somebody put something together.
It was released officially, so probably
it was way too heavy-handed in the amount of information and the character relations they showed. I'm like, what? I feel like I'm in the movie in like a crucial point already, and I was very disappointed in that. Yeah, I know.
I don't know if you saw the same trailer I saw, but I looked at the trailer I saw. I was like, this movie looks like garbage. And then I was talking to a coworker, and he's like, no. And then he described to me what the movie was actually about, and I was like, oh, that sounds cool. But the trailer I saw was trash.
The trailer I saw was trash, so we might be on the same page. And I also think the movie could be cool, but anyways, that's just my point on the new No Way Home trailer for Spider-Man, Tom Holland, Part 3. Eric Branch from Griffith, Indiana. By the way, Aaron, you ever been to Griffith, Indiana?
Negative. Haven't spent too much time in Indiana at all.
Dude, pop by. We got a great tapas restaurant down the street. You like tapas?
Tapas. Hey, this guy loves to eat. He's always
Topless
interested in some
tapas.
Yeah. Topless tapas.
Both.
I love the small plate idea. I'm into it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna make this joke, but you can make it yourself. Malice at the Palace, brother.
Yeah, I still need to watch it. I still want to watch it. I haven't watched it.
I watched it. It's awesome.
Did you watch it, Aaron? Dude, 20,000 person capacity stadium, 3 cops running security
in Detroit.
In Detroit.
Well, let's be clear. It's Auburn Hills. That's not Detroit at all. But whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. But
Auburn
whatever.
Hills.
You know, what about that guy that just tried to straight up fight a basketball player?
Is that John Green? You guys talking about John Green?
It wasn't John Green. It's just this like fucking like fat Mario looking Italian dude. He just like gets right up in like Derek Ortiz's face, like fronts him, and like he just fucking jacks him in the face. It's hilarious. But a good documentary, man. I'm into this. Like after Woodstock '99 and this, it's like these like events that go wrong documentaries are fucking awesome. I'm looking for more, man. I want more.
Like it really goes into depth, and I love the Meta World Peace interviews. It was great.
Meta World Peace. Yeah,
that's his new name. Yes.
Yeah, it is his new name. God bless Meta World Peace, though, man. You know what? I went back and I've been bashing the Bill Condon Beauty and the Beast remake for the past 4 years.
Bill Condon did that?
He did, man. He did.
No.
And I took another look at it for some goddamn reason, and I dug it, man. Like I liked the movie.
Classic Brandstrom flip flop.
It really is. I even rewound it and rewatched Dan Stevens' tender performance of the new song Evermore that was written specifically for the film. I still don't think. I'm sorry, dude. This Emma Watson, Hermione. I'm sorry, dude. I don't think she's much of an actress. She's definitely no Belle. But everything else I fucking love. Luke Evans was a fantastic guest on. I got no problems with the supporting cast.
She's no Belle. She's no Belle.
She really is no Belle. But everything else I like.
She's noble.
I want to apologize for my previous comments regarding this film. I watched True Crime with Alicia Silverstone and Kevin Dillon. Man, I miss Alicia Silverstone. I could watch her do laundry for 8 hours. I don't know why she's not in more movies.
We saw her something a few months ago.
The Lodge for like 3 minutes, and I'm like,
she was fucking great in it though.
Yeah,
I want to get a nationwide trending Twitter thing. Bring her back because I think there's some talent there. That's
everyone's really throwing their weight behind Brendan Fraser. Like the man's been working. Let's get Alicia Silverstone out here.
He's fine. He just signed on to Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon,
and he never really stopped working. I don't understand. Everyone acts like he went away, but he didn't. He just made movies no one watched.
Vincent Price. Film
Monkey Bone.
What do you call it?
Vincent
filmography
Price.
Retrospective rages on with William Castle's The Tingler. Now this is the movie where they literally installed things in seats to like make you like fuck with you while you watch the movie.
No
the movie
shit.
is fucking horrible. And I was trying to sit there watching like when would the seat tingle? Nothing happens. So like during like mid conversation at a coffee shop, all of a sudden your seats start shaking. That was probably more annoying than fun.
What year was it?
It was maybe 60, right after House on Haunted Hill or so, but really dumb. Loved them in Laura, 1949 film noir, like mystery thriller. Really fucking good. Really fucking
promising.
Awesome. Loved it.
It does.
You know what? I took a look at this Bob Ross documentary on Netflix. You're talking one of the great Bob Ross supporters of all time. Happy Accidents, Betrayal, and Greed.
How was it?
Fucking fantastic, man. The internet's giving justice to this legendary artist who has been fucked for so long by this organization that basically took over his empire, stole his name, and never paid his family or anything for these royalties. So
you got to protect your neck, man. If you got stuff, you got to lock it down.
Yeah. So that was something.
Eric, did you see the Bob Ross versus Evil Dead on Shudder, the show Creep Show episode?
Dude, I watched the first season of Creep Show and I don't remember that happening.
That was a Sam Raimi one. Yeah, that you
like the second episode of the second season.
I was okay with the first season. I got to check it out then.
Get your ass to
Bob
Mars,
Ross versus Evil Dead. It's amazing.
What the fuck? You know what? I went back and I watched Leaving Las Vegas.
Oh my god! I watched that this year too.
Did you? It's been a long time, man. Like it's a little bit obvious.
Too much saxophone.
A lot of
Orders are not enough. You know, orders are enough.
A lot of sting, man. But you want to talk about a movie that's just fucking haunting. Like the residue of it, I just can't not get off me ever since I saw it. It is, I mean, it's haunting, and I never quite seen a movie like it.
That's the man, Nick Cage. That 8mm pig, you never need to see him again. Watch him once, and it'll stick with you.
Yeah, I mean, I could watch a movie like The Rock and then that and be like, yeah, I see what this guy's like acting style is. But Mike Figgis, I mean, this is a filmmaker who is a true artist. What else has this guy done?
He did Naked. He did. Well, I don't particularly like him because he did one of the only episodes of The Sopranos where I'm like, oh, there's a lot of rough direction in here that's not great. Like there's like these weird shots of like handheld shots of like, I don't know, like it's like one of the only few episodes where like as I'm watching the fucking episode, I'm like, who's this guy? Why is this guy doing such a shitty job? And I check, and it's Mike Figgis. But,
what about Time Code?
Yeah, he did Time Code. No one wants that shit.
Gene Triplehorn, Stellan Skarsgård, Salma Hayek.
Gene Triplehorn.
Oh, I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of something else. I don't know what I'm thinking.
You think of Time Cop?
No. I watched Time Cop, so I know people watch Time Cop. I've seen that more.
I watched Time Cop 2 days ago.
Time Cop? No, you did not. That's a lie.
It's so good in the worst way or so bad.
By the way, we're a half hour in, and you haven't mentioned Top Gun once, so I find that to be incredibly fascinating.
That's it for me, though.
Beautiful, Eric. For me, it's real simple. I had to finish the goddamn Sopranos, so I had no time to watch movies. But I finished it again. It's over.
Really?
So I don't have to watch it anymore. I kind of got to tell you.
That last season.
Yeah. Oh, wait. You're not a fan? Or you're like,
it's
whoa.
Rocky for me. I mean, I'm just saying it's Rocky for me, but I've already talked. Go ahead.
So rewatching it a second time. It's a second view for me. How the show ends and how Dr. Melfi comes to like realize when she reads that study that's put upon her towards the end of the show, that's like, this guy can't be helped. Sociopaths, they're just going to be sociopaths in perpetuity, and they're never going to change. It actually makes me feel like, why am I watching? I feel like they're fucking with the audience when they do that too. There's like a whole meta thing going on. Like, why are you watching this show? This guy's not worth your time. Seriously. And I seriously thought about that for a while. It kind of fucked with me. I'm like, wow, yeah, why did I do this? This sucks.
Well, I mean, I'm watching it for like the, I don't know, 7th, 8th time, honestly. And one of the things I'm pulling from it this time is like, man, every time I watch this show, I love it more, and I hate Tony more.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's such a bag of shit. Like he's such a bad person.
That's the thing about
so fucking compelling to watch.
I've never liked, until my last recent viewing of the series, Carmela, because I'm always just like, you benefit this whole your life is just this,
and fiddle with the AC and complain and bitch. All right, I'm sorry.
But it's like what you're saying, Mike. The reason behind your hypothesis is this is, at the end of the day, as a human being with needs, and he has some love in his heart. So you're always gonna care a little bit about him. You're not gonna really empathize with him, but that's why I keep coming back, because he's despicable, but I mean, he's enjoyable to watch, and he has value as a father and a friend possibly.
I don't know about that, but we don't have time to debate that. Anyways, I'm done with it. It's over, so no more Sopranos talk from me, and hopefully I'll start watching movies again. Maybe I'll go back and maybe I'll watch
Elf, Head of the Class,
Strange Wilderness. I'll start watching that again on repeat.
Dude, come on.
All right, Eron Worley, you are.
Oh yeah.
So now this is it. You're only on the show once, so you get to recommend movies that you really want to recommend, that you, even if you didn't watch them recently, just all time that people need to know about. The floor is yours.
Didn't prepare for that, but what I did do was I wrote down. I've been writing down the movies that I've been watching for about the past 3 months or so, and I'll just hit some highlights. A lot of them was recommendations from your show, so hit those. But some
great.
We can hear those too.
Yeah, I got around to finally watching Beyond the Black Rainbow, which I was totally into. I was loving it.
Oh my god,
it's so it's beautiful, and it was just like slow motion,
boring as fuck. Beautiful,
right? You got to be ready for it. Like this is not something you just pop on.
It's not. It's like a screensaver. It's not even a movie.
I like the whole idea behind it. It was great. We got real bored for a long time. We watched the entire Mad Max series, including the Fury Road.
Of course.
We watched the whole Blade series. Yeah, like Laz is our buddy Laz. He hasn't seen a lot of movies, so I'm like, oh, you gotta check these out. We watched Martyrs, the French version.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
First Reformed. I watched First Reformed from
First
time. Yeah. Place Beyond the Pines. Oh, First Reformed was great. I watched it twice, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about it in a while. It's good to mention it again.
Yeah, it has been a while. It's true.
Paul Schrader.
Place Beyond the Pines, what I hadn't thought I had seen when I listened to your podcast, and I went back and realized I had seen it, but I still watched it again. It was nicely shot.
Superb.
I went through my Picasso phase. I watched Blue Jasmine, Blue Jay, and Blue Velvet.
Blue Jay. Yeah, we haven't talked about Blue Jay in a while. I remember when Eric was like, "Dude, you got to see Blue Jay." And
love Blue Jay.
What do you think, Aaron?
Yeah,
Blue Jay.
Yeah, it was great. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I watched it first when it first came out. Kind of a nut for the dude because we watched Paddleton too.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen Paddleton.
You did.
You introduced me to Creep 1 and 2 though, so you gave me that forever.
Yeah, when you first asked about me doing the show, I was considering maybe doing Paddleton, and then I realized that's not the format of this show, so that was nixed because it's only like 2 years old.
Yeah, it's gonna be 5.
5.
Really, Paddleton's that old?
No, it's gotta be 5 years old is our rule for the show.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
A rough guiguideline.
Yeah.
So. Aaron, you have fans, by the way. Christopher Deary's very excited. So.
What up, Chris? We went through the weird I don't know, thriller movies. We watched The Gift and The Invitation, and The Rental. Those are all kind of the same kind of deal there.
Yeah.
Summer Rental?
Yeah. Good one.
Well, I'd rather watch Summer Rental than The Rental again.
Yeah. The neighbor got her new boobs. She wanted to show them off. It was great.
Yeah.
So hold on, Aaron. Are we talking about Sam Raimi's The Gift or Joel Edgerton's The Gift?
You're asking the wrong guy. It was the one where
with Jason Bateman.
Katie Holmes.
Yeah, Jason Bateman.
Yeah,
Jason Bateman.
That's the good one. That's the good one.
Yeah. I like that one.
Well, in my opinion, the old Gift's not bad. So.
I don't remember. I went back and watched The Cube again. That was great.
I watched that. It was crap. Oh no, not that. Cube's great.
Yeah, watched Relic.
Terrible.
Pretty good. Yeah,
I like it. I mean,
it's pretty good. The Empty Man. I pushed it on Travis. I love The Empty Man.
I liked it too. It was Eric that hated it. Look at that face.
Yeah.
Look how little he thinks of you now. Like your opinion's so wrong.
Is it that bad? I've never seen so many of these movies. I haven't even seen half these movies he's saying, so I'm just sitting here like, oh, okay.
It's on the same lines. It's the same kind of crap, like Ari Aster kind of stuff, that kind of thing. We watched Strike El Gorman with the whole family. It was great family entertainment.
Good.
Then I watched Our Idiot Brother, which was I forgot how funny it actually is.
I love that movie so much.
It was so funny.
It grows on you, does it? Grows on you. It does.
Yeah, I was watching it back. I'm like, this guy's so funny all the time. He's so funny.
It's really one you can watch over and over and over again. You really can go back.
Yeah, I can do that with Yes Man and I Love You Man. These are movies like I Love You Man. Watch. Yeah, We Summon in the Darkness, which was not. I didn't like that one.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Alexander Daddario. You could watch her cook spaghetti and be entertained, but
that's
the film
true.
was just not. This film wasn't there.
And then we got stupid with it. Watched a bunch of stupid movies. We watched Beverly Hills Ninja. Which is somebody he throws a mustache like a ninja star and it hits him on the face and it stays right. We watched Little Nicky because Popeye's chicken is fucking
awesome.
Travis loves Little Nicky.
I mean, I did 20 years ago. It's been a minute.
Well, I didn't know anybody else who liked it back then, so that's always stuck in my brain. So.
We were in San Antonio. We went and saw it in the theater with Dana and all our sisters. It was great. Devil All the Time. Yeah. Went back and watched Mystic Pizza. I'd never seen it. It's fucking bizarre. It's just fucking. It's like whatever, man. Can't Hardly Wait.
Oh yeah, classic.
Yeah,
Varsity Blues.
What do you like better, Can't Hardly Wait or Varsity Blues?
Nostalgia.
Varsity Blues. Varsity Blues all the way. No brainer. Straight out the move. Fuck. Monsters Ball. We wanted to get a little lighthearted for a while.
Did you make yourself feel good?
Do it, Mike.
Oh God.
I feel good. Make me feel. Can you make me feel good? Has anyone ever watched Monsters Ball and not just beat off to it?
Oh yeah. Actually, I never beat off to Monsters Ball. I'm having a really fucking hard time beating off to Monsters Ball.
No pun intended.
I'm talking like 20 years ago. Okay, it came out in like 2002.
Yeah, I know.
You just stepped into something, Mike. I think maybe you.
Halle Berry is a gorgeous woman, and
I know,
you can focus in and be like, all right, this is fun.
You mean just like
you really got to compartmentalize that one?
Yeah, she's like crying about her dead son in the scene.
I heard Goody.
No. You don't start there. You got to start with make you feel good, and then you respond to, I want to make you feel good, and then you go from there. That's where you got to start. Very important. Very delicate. Very delicate.
I'm gross.
So we watched this movie, Go. That's another throwback.
Oh, I love Go.
Go.
200 cigarettes. All these movies kind of blend together.
Yeah. We watched The Pact. I don't know if you remember The Pact. We watched it
again. It's fucking awesome.
Really great twist when I first saw it. You know, like it's a real yeah, it's awesome.
That's really good.
We went back and watched The Black Coat's Daughter. I love that one. I watched it every.
Good.
Oh yeah.
We watched Euro Trip because that's fun.
Is it?
Matt Damon's fucking cameos are incredible.
Yeah, he's good at cameo.
Scotty doesn't know. When the first time I saw that, and I was like triple taking. Is that Matt Damon? Is that Matt Damon? It really is.
It really was.
Yeah. I watched The Serpent and the Rainbow for the first time in like 15 years.
Yeah.
God, I mean, it's an okay movie, but that guy's a fucking idiot. They're like, we're not going to kill you like 5 times. Yeah. No, the character that Bill Pullman plays.
Played a real guy.
He played a real guy.
Well, that's not a fucking book. Yeah, that's. I mean, like obviously some liberties are taken, but yeah, it's
big time because I don't think that voodoo is real. But so they put him on an airplane. They put him on an airplane like 3 times. Like, go away, we don't want you. We'll kill you. He kept coming back. They're like, yeah, whatever. They had him in a torture chamber. Yeah. Don't come back. I'm gonna come back. They fucking killed him.
It's a Wes Craven movie.
Spoiler alert.
From
City.
80s movie. Watched Untitled Horror Movie, which is okay. It was what it was. We watched The Vanishing, and then we watched Mystic River and The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Speaking of Alicia Silverstone, Killing of a Sacred Deer. I had never seen it, never really knew what it was about, and we put it on, and the whole thing, it's awesome. And just like the way the dialogue is and everything, just gets you so unnerved.
Have you seen
you get hungry for spaghetti, Aaron?
Have you seen The Lobster?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the same guy, I believe, right?
I don't
know his name.
Gorse, something.
Yeah. The Lobster was all right, but I didn't see The Killing of Sacred Deer. I'll put that one up to top of the list, actually.
So we stuck with the theme of old mythology in the new millennium when we watched Magnolia as well. Right along with Killing the Sacred Deer. 2 kind of go together, you know.
That goes back to the early days of this show. We did. Episode
that's right.
2?
2, I believe.
Episode 2, Magnolia. Go back and listen to it anytime you want on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, okay, so we're back. We're down to this week, really. We went to Awesome Con this weekend, so we were at Awesome Con all weekend. We watched a couple movies late at night and stuff, but we weren't doing the con.
Saw some good pics on your Instagram.
You're gonna tell the story.
Which one?
Well, the one you told me yesterday about the panel. No, it's a great story. Come on.
Okay, yeah. So the whole theme of this year's Awesome Con was Back to the Future, and they had special guests, Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd.
Way this didn't happen.
It happened. I didn't take. They wouldn't let you take any photographs of the panel, but I didn't bother to doing because it was outrageous. Like we bought $20 tickets. They were the general admission tickets. It was a special thing you had to pay for extra, so we paid $40 for me and Dana to see, and it was. But these people are paying like $400 or $500 to get the premium seats, and they were only maybe 50 feet in front of me, and they had jumbotron screens. Wow. So there's that. That was the first thing that's just put off, and then Michael J. Fox is just like he's so down the road right now he can barely function, right?
Yeah. And
so I couldn't understand a word he was saying, and Christopher Lloyd, I believe, has lost a lot of his faculties. He would just be drifting off. And so, like, these 2 guys, they would just let him have a conversation up there. And it was so...
No moderator?
There was a moderator, but she just let him go for a few minutes at a time.
This is getting sad.
Yikes.
It was so sad. If it wasn't these people, or if it was somebody I didn't care about, it'd be making so many jokes. But it was just like an old man has lost his form and a guy dying of a disease up on stage trying to talk about the good old days. It was.
And getting paid a lot for it.
They got paid a lot. They got paid a lot.
Even. Yeah.
But still, I mean, all the other fans are hooping and hollering, yay! And I'm like, what? Like, this is a terrifying.
Anybody see what's going on here?
Right.
It sounds like they're gonna like just prop them up and set them down.
People are walking up to them, like getting them to sign like mysterious documents, like getting their estate and shit during the interview.
God bless them. I hope that they don't need to do this stuff. You know what I mean? I hope that they're just like really enjoying the fans and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like Michael J. Fox was feeding the sap. He was like, I don't go to these things for myself. You know, I because people remember me. I want to remember you guys, the fans. You just spouting out bullshit lines and stuff. And it was bad. And he couldn't walk or anything. It's sad. You know, the guy's got a terrible disease. Don't want to make fun of him, but
no, of course.
At least he's out there. And...
Yeah, I don't know though. You do wonder if somebody's parading people out there, and you don't know for sure. So, seriously,
who's in charge
people need
of
money.
What do you mean?
Yeah, who's running the show? What's her name?
Fox?
Tracy. What was her face?
Yeah, Tracy Pollan.
Tracy Pollan. That's right. Yeah.
So I went away with that from that one. Yeah,
not feeling. But Aaron, I've been Googling like Shamrock keys. I'm trying to figure out what those fucking keys are on your tattoo.
I got tatted at the con.
I have literally been Googling it.
Yeah,
I had no clue. I told him, give me 1,000 guesses, I'd never get it.
Yep,
I don't know. I mean, Lucky Charms is all that comes to mind.
Like a Final Fantasy thing.
These are the keys.
Not bad.
These are the keys, all the keys that unlock the doors in the Raccoon City Police Department and Resident Evil 2.
Oh, wow.
Dude, that's fucking awesome, man. That's really cool. Holy
I never would have got that.
Like Leon, bro.
Yeah.
It looks good, though.
Thousands of hours into that game.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Looks very cool. Looks very cool, though. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. All right, well. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here, let's wrap it up real quick. Because speaking of, we're on the werewolf theme here. Well, I watched Werewolves Within this week. It was really good.
Yeah,
I liked it. Was like Clue mashed up with a couple other things with some werewolf stuff. It was all right. It was good fodder or whatever.
It's fun.
I watched Val, of course, and then we watched Time Cop, and Sleepaway Camp. Oh, here's the craziest thing I watched all week, it's the Octagon. It's the Octagon.
I'm not familiar.
Chuck Norris, the Octagon. Chuck Norris in the Octagon.
I caught that one.
It's insane. You might want to check this out if you love insane, dumb, just ridiculous things. It's so wild. Like the whole premise is Chuck Norris is I don't know, some kind of badass right in America or something.
You don't say.
And there's this ninja school, and ninjas have been illegal for like 300 years in like some other country. And so all these like Americans or stuff are getting recruited to the ninja school. And then you learn through the movie that like Chuck Norris was over in Japan someplace growing up, and his brother was dishonored, and now he's his arch nemesis. You know,
sounds so original.
Sure. Oh my god! And then like everything, all the exposition comes from thoughts that he has, and it's all like reverberated whispers. So it's like this. All the exposition. It is.
Sounds terrible.
Oh, it's the worst. I highly recommend it.
You highly recommend it.
That's it.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Aaron. That's a wonderful list.
3 months worth of movies.
He's been a busy boy, man. Well done, sir.
I got a little trivia for you guys. I don't know if you're into
Please do. Give it.
I know that you guys don't like to talk a lot about it, but I know Mike likes to talk about society.
No,
and the implications that movies have on society.
Yeah.
And just curious, how many movie titles do you think there are that contain the word society in it?
Wow.
Well, there's the movie.
I have the answer right here.
There's one a couple years ago, Cafe Society, which was a Woody Allen movie. I saw that in the theater, by the way. For the record.
There's that Eddie Vedder song that goes Society.
Yeah, doesn't he say?
There's Point Society, Wrestling Society X. There's,
Jesus!
Social Media Murder Society, High Society, Secret Society, High Society, the Red Band Society, 7 Reasons to Run Away from Society, High Society, the Society Murders, Sleepless Society, Dead Poet Society, the Kinks.
Travis has walked away, folks.
I don't know what to say. There's so many. High Society Murder, Lady Ada's Secret Society, the Red Band Society, Sunset Society, Hemlock Society, Cafe Society, York Witches Society, and so many. Vikings, a Warrior Society. There's so many high societies. There's like 8 high societies. There's Ghost in the Shell, Solid State Society, the Red Band Society. That's twice already. I Blame Society, Poison Ivy, the Secret Society, There's so many secret societies, Justice Society, the secret society of second-born royals. God damn, Society, Cafe Society, Menace to Society.
Yeah.
Shit.
How the hell did we miss that one?
Yeah,
I don't know, Dead Poet Society, the Mysterious Benedict Society, which I just started watching last week. It was a great show. But the answer to anybody got to guess how many movies the IMDb list is having Society in the title?
46.
189.
1,614.
Wow. Unbelievable. And Travis is back at the end of the Society rant.
What does that even say about Society?
I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever find out the truth about Society. But I do know there's over 1,000 movies with the title Society.
Over 1,500.
Cool. How many times did I miss the word society when I got up to use the bathroom?
1,000.
I'm not sure we'll ever know. Unless if Chad has some downtime, he'll give us an update on this one. But well done, Aaron.
Yeah, thanks.
Well done. That was outstanding. That is a great bit. And that's the Society bit.
Oh, my God.
All right. Well, 50 minutes into the show, let's get into the main event. It's time for the Brotherhood of the Wolf. This is a movie from 2001, and it's been selected by Eron Worley, today's guest. Aaron, why did you choose this movie?
Well, I had a handful of movies. This was one of them that I picked originally. And first I was going to do 30 Days of Night. And then I watched it to get ready for the show, and I'm like, "There's fucking nothing to talk about in this movie. No. It's a fun movie. It's a fun comic. It's not terrible. It's a great comic book movie, but there's nothing to talk about. Just people running away from vampires for 90 minutes. We can talk about the special effects and the great gore and stuff like that, but that's about it. Nothing special. Okay. Josh Hartnett's hot. That's about it.
It's fine film.
That's it.
I wasn't looking for your.
Okay. No one wants your opinion here.
Yeah. Well, this movie came out in 2001. Travis, did you see this in the theater? Did you go check it out, or did you catch this after the fact?
Not in theaters. I worked at Blockbuster around the time.
I work at Blockbuster.
I think. So I watched it when it came out on DVD, and because I remember seeing previews for it like in art theaters or something like. So I was aware of it before it came out, but it didn't really hit a lot of theaters. So once it came out, I scooped it up and watched it real quick and liked it, and I liked it a lot and bought the DVD, and I had thought about using it on the show. I'd thought about bringing it on the show a couple times because it's one that I liked back in the day, but I hadn't watched in a really long time.
Wow. I will tell you this. It's not the either. It's just Brotherhood of the Wolf. We want to be very clear. They're making a point by not using the in the title. So I'm making that mistake, and I'm trying to get better. Eric Bransham, did you see this movie in 2001?
Never even heard about it until a few years ago when someone's like, "You ever see Brotherhood of the Wolf?" And I looked it up, and I'm like, shit, it stars the chairman from Iron Chef America? And I didn't watch it.
And you didn't watch it? Until
carrots!
Until a couple days ago.
Asparagus! Yeah, I passed.
Oh, I definitely had never seen this movie without a doubt, so there's no backstory for me on this one. But did anybody look up the IMDb score on this film?
Nope.
I did.
Okay, Aaron knows, so let's go. Travis, what do you got?
I was surprised.
Well, I'm going to guess. I mean, this did well when it came out. Like, it was well received. It's one of the highest grossing French films of all time.
Really?
It is.
But it's also kind of quirky and probably not for everyone. So I'm going to say in the sixes. I'm going to say 6'8".
Damn, okay. That's what I was going to say too. Yeah, 6'8".
I'm going to say 5'5", 5'4".
Really?
Yeah, right.
This movie.
No, I just feel like this. I seriously think that's what. What is it?
One of the highest.
It's a 7.
It's a 7.
A 7?
It's a 7.
Ow, shit, dude. You guys were right there. Yeah. Good job. Okay. Hey, respect. Of course, we always take a look at the critics and their commentary.
And the Goody Coons.
Goody Coons. Yeah. Aaron, are you familiar with Goody Coons?
No, I'm not familiar with Goody Coons.
My life is empty without Goody Coons.
Sounds like a YouTube show my 4-year-old would watch.
It is.
It does.
Oh, man, that's funny. Yeah, I can see Cam sitting down for that. Hey, time for Goody Coons, Cam. Here we go. Brotherhood of the Wolf gets 73% from the critics and 78% from the audience. So fairly in line. Are you surprised by that?
Wow, it's yours.
Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, I'm so conflicted about this movie. It's ridiculous.
Okay. Well, it's funny that you picked it and you're conflicted. That's a good thing. That shows character.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen it since 2003 or something.
Oh, shit.
Same here.
Oh, good call. Travis respects that. Kevin Carr from Fat Guys at the Movies. That's what it's called. I'm not kidding. Fat Guys at the Movies. The reason to see this movie is the cinematography and the scenery and the composition of it, period.
Yeah, looks good. I enjoyed it.
Okay. That was odd review.
Interesting shots for 2001.
You think so?
I think so, yeah. I think there's some interesting shots in there.
Interesting. I find your interesting shot opinion interesting.
I find your interest in my interesting. Interesting.
How dare you? How dare me?
Oh, yeah. How dare you?
The one who was a peepee head.
Excellent. Boy. How about Victoria Alexander from filmsinreview.com? Sure. Director Christoph Gans. Am I getting that right?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Sure.
Christoph Gans' film is gorgeous to look at, extremely ambitious and stylistically impressive, but small misses derail it. Yeah.
Small misses.
Yeah, small misses. Peter Travers says this take on horror is more of the bloody same. Oh, not a fan.
Is that universe? It's just a horror movie. It's not a horror movie.
It's got a beast in it.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, I could see someone like
people are getting killed.
Yeah, I mean, I could see someone. It's a horror movie. It's not a.
It's not more the same. Period. Travers is out of his mind on this one.
Well, it's
Travers.
To me, as a simpleton, I know you guys are the experts here, all three of you, but I see it as a horror film because how the movie starts with the off-screen thing is.
Yeah,
it's like, what is it?
There is heavy Jaws homages throughout the film.
Well, that's the thing. This movie don't know what the fuck it is.
It's
snake movie.
Yeah, that's okay. There's a lot of drama. There is horror elements. Yeah, you're right. There's some
kung fu, martial arts, The Matrix, period piece, horror, drama, bad comedy. The fucking French. Am I right? The French, huh?
I don't know any French.
I've never met a French person in real life. Here we
go.
Do
they even exist then?
That's right.
Are they on YouTube? If they're not on YouTube, then they're not real.
Desson Thompson, everybody, weighing in on this movie.
Oh, boy.
That's it.
Here we go. Gans appears to have no threshold of pain when it comes to his eardrums.
Wow.
It sounds like he was in a theater where it was mixed too loud.
It's the first time we've heard complaint, like a strong complaint about like audio especially from Desson. That's
and it really doesn't have like piercing audio. I didn't think. Do you guys think that the audio?
No,
I
didn't notice.
We can talk about how bad the sound design and Foley were. Maybe that's it.
Our good pal Roger Ebert, rest in power. I would be lying if I did not admit that this is all, in its absurd and overheated way, entertaining. 3 out of 4 stars.
Wow.
Absurd and overheated and entertaining. I mean,
isn't that what everybody wants, right?
Yeah, man. That's it's high octane.
All right, so yes, this is a film. It's got a lot of different points of view. Oh, we got a few comments from randos, by the way. Want to become famous? But you fuck! I got fucking
Some motherfucker.
We got 2 spammers.
Oh man,
2 spammers.
Why are you putting them up on the thing? They're asking us if we want to become famous.
BigFollows.com. All right.
The answer is actually no. We're just bozos with a podcast.
They got you, Mike.
Yeah, they're just bots, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
But, okay, so
want to become famous?
Oh, hey, I knew something about directors. This guy made Silent Hill.
Yes, he did.
And he doesn't like the movie. I love that movie because I put also thousands of hours in the Silent Hill series, and I thought he did a great job of bringing the same vibe to the screen as best as you could without being like absurd.
One of the things I think that works for this movie and works better in Silent Hill is the combination of CG and practical effects. And in Silent Hill, he does away with almost all CGI. I think it ends up leaning a lot more on the practical effects, and I think that's probably a lesson he learned from this movie, which is that when like the best scenes of the film of the creature are surely when it's the practical effects.
It's terrible CG. It doesn't hold up.
It's real bad.
It's really bad. We all agree there. That's good.
It's a monument of its time.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it a tiger? Is it a tiger in there?
Who the fuck lion? Is that what it was? A lion? They always called it a beast.
It's a lion.
He said he came back from Africa with a beast that was like absurd looking or something. But yeah, maybe it is. Who knows?
Well, I was looking when they do the practical shots of the up close beast the first time. And how long is it? Was it an hour and 5 minutes or so before the beast finally shows up on screen?
Yeah, it's about halfway through.
Wild.
Yeah,
it's a good hour.
I mean, come on. we got Jim Henson's Creature Shop doing the practical effects, and yet the CG looks like it was done on like Mario Paint. So it really don't blend well.
It's 2001. Like there wasn't a lot of good CG at the time. There's some, but
there was.
Yeah, Fight Club was around then, and that was great. They did great with that. But I mean, there's definitely some not good.
So Aaron's point about this being like 8 different types of genres. To me, this is like several different films too. I think it could have been 3 movies. Yeah, like the first 45 minutes or so, I'm just like, oh my God, all this talk, all this fucking high society. I'm not trying to throw high society intentionally. It's just really, that's what it is. It's like, who gives a fuck?
There's like there's that whole thing where he comes in, it's a high society. He's trying to woo this lady. Yeah. And it's just,
it's like a barrage of friends. So I'm like sitting here trying to take notes. Like, my God, they just keep going. Like, just nonstop talking.
I had the English dub. I've never watched a movie like this where it was dubbed.
You watched a dubbed version?
Yeah.
That's what I got from Amazon Prime. I just rented the movie.
No, I told you it was on there. Both versions are on Amazon Prime.
I mailed it in. I just clicked the first one I had and I started watching it.
I had to read every single
I watched them both this week too. It was terrible.
So what's it? Okay, so then what's the difference then? Is it better to see it? Is the French version truly or what?
Number one, it's translated better in text, and you get the actual actors, interpretation of how they're doing their character.
What's really funny though is whoever like subtitled the Amazon version, like clearly just doesn't give a fuck. Like every fucking 10 minutes or so unintelligible. Just like someone shouts one word.
They didn't bother to look up the French.
Monica Bellucci starts speaking Italian, and they just say speaks in Italian.
Foreign language.
Monica Bellucci, did you like that beautiful transition from her breast to the mountains?
I wrote that down, and it's dumb as fuck. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
It was the dumbest thing. Yeah, it was terrible.
I remember being pretty impressed by that when I was 21. But, it doesn't really hold up so great now.
Oh my! There's so many things that don't hold up in this movie. Whatever.
Well, give us some more. Sure. Come on. Okay. Well, this is a movie about history.
Yes.
It's a historical drama.
Well, it's an old myth that brought
Well, it's more than a myth. The
people actually died.
Yeah, the Beast of Jovan is very much a real thing. Hundreds of people died. Yeah. They estimate somewhere between 100 and like 500 people. Like this is very much a real event that took place in the 1760s.
Over the course of like 10 years.
3 years.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but they like go to the America. I mean, there's like this is a very worldly movie. They go to New France and they go to the Americas, and Manny comes back and he's got his pal, and they're talking about their adventures over there, and a lot of talk.
In my head, I couldn't figure out how big this town was supposed to be, right? Was it a small town? Was it a village? What the hell was it? Because there's like 300 cultists.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, there's a lot of people involved.
But to go back to the historical aspect, that to me was the most impressive thing about the film. Is I was amazed as an environmental historian at the level of accuracy here. I mean, like Lecomte de Buffon is in the film. This is a famous naturalist from the time. This was Thomas Jefferson's competitor, basically, and he plays Frontenac's boss. I thought that was pretty cool.
Wow.
The furry trout thing was that hoax. That's a real hoax from the 1700s. You like at one point I'm watching the film, I'm like, why the fuck do we have a Frenchman hooked up with a Mohawk? The Mohawks were fighting on the side of the British during the War of 1812, or during the French and Indian War. This doesn't make any fucking sense. And then they totally explain it, and it makes total sense. Now, and it even references plague blankets, which there's no record that the French ever did that, but General Jeffrey Amherst during the French and Indian War certainly did that. So there's all kinds of stuff that is infused throughout this film. There's one moment where Vincent Cassel goes, "Are you a naturalist or a philosopher?" Which is silly because everyone
because you could be a natural philosopher.
A natural philosopher was the phrase that people use in multiple languages for like 1,000 years. So that was like, but for the most part, like I was just like constantly making. I could go on. I kept on making notes. Like, holy shit! Like this is pretty fucking accurate here. Is
this the age of reason?
What about Mark Dacascos being a Native American?
Yeah, that's not
problematic.
Problematic.
Yeah, that's not accurate.
Yeah, there's one POC in the movie. He's not playing the right POC, and he's also one of the only heroes to die. Whoops. Yeah, that's not great.
I didn't know his background, so I'm ignorant.
I did. I looked it up just because I'm like, what the hell? This guy's like
Hawaii.
He was born in Hawaii.
Yeah.
No descent even from the Americas at all. So
yeah,
that's a problem.
Hawaii is not the Americas.
His parents are Japanese and Chinese and Filipino and
Spanish.
Spanish.
Okay. Well, all right. Yeah. Well, then
that's fine. But yeah, when you're watching an American Indian character kicking ass, it would be really cool to see him kicking ass in like the ways that American Indians would.
Maybe you got our old pal Wes. Should have brought Wes studio board.
Fuck yeah, Wes would have been great.
He played a great Mohawk.
Yeah,
so he already knew how to do it.
He would have been perfect in this. Imagine how elevated. Nothing. I mean, I think Dacascos did okay, but imagine Wes Studi in the role. He would have absolutely elevated the whole film.
Yes, he gets shit on too because he can tell people the type of spirit animal they have, and people laughed and scoffed. And Vincent Cassel's like, "Oh, I've had enough of this. You think you can help me?"
Oh yeah, like all the racist talk in that whole scene.
Yeah.
Oh, it's brutal. Accurate. Yeah, it's totally bogus. It is very. Again, accurate, but this is what we talked about a couple weeks ago. Accurate for the time periods, even American Gangster. And
But it's still grating to watch. How about I grew back a hand, but I can't clip my nails on it. Clip my nails on my other hand, but not on my right hand. Sorry.
Hey man, you're gonna go swim. If you're gonna get wet, go swimming. Have a fucking.
But the whole thing is it's so fucking convoluted and only set up for the end fight because there's no reason that he has to pretend he has a lost arm. Just because nobody saw him as the dog whistler or nobody saw him. He had a fucking mask on too.
It's purposeless. You're right. It's purposeless. Yeah. It's for the audience. It's not quite as purposeless as perhaps the most purposeless dream sequence in film history.
Yes, but it was gorgeous. It was
gorgeous.
I wrote that down. How good it looks.
Yeah, but it's just Monica Bellucci pretending to stab our Franzak hero, and there's no reason for that. She's not. I guess they're trying to make her like, is she a threat? Is she not a threat? But like,
throw it out.
There's no fucking.
Maybe they shot it. They shot it and was just like this looks great. Let's keep it in because it looks.
That's another thing. This movie's 2.5 hours. Yeah. 2.5 hours. I told that Aaron last night when I started up, like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, first American Gangster, then this. I'm gonna check and see how long my movie is.
Yeah, cut it down, please. Do us a favor. But was I the only one who just was zoned out? Like I didn't even know what was going on half the time, man. I could not. I'm just like, okay, these guys are running around. I get that they're buddies. Franzak and Manny are pals, but there's all these high society types coming in and out and making comments, and then they go about their business. And there's a lot of slow mo, a lot of slow.
I'm telling you. Just dumb slow-mo, like wannabe Matrix bullshit.
Yeah, it's like the slow shutter speed reaction shot is always just so dumb looking. I don't know why they do it. And it's like, this is pre-Zack Snyder speed ramping too. I'll give it credit for doing that before, his shit.
Some of it was just so pointless. Like when the lady falls into the pond to save the lamb.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, that's when we do finally see the Beast, and I think they do an okay job of introducing the Beast slowly. Because, to bring the
the scene was fine. It's just that slow-mo part is garbage.
Yeah. So like the whole Jaws aspect of it, like the opening scene when she's like being dragged back and forth across the water, it's fucking laughable. It looks so bad if she get banged against the fucking cliff. I'm like, ugh. But other than that, I kind of like the whole, again, clear thing that they're doing here as far as homage goes, because you don't see the creature for half the movie, so it can build up in your mind, and when you do see it, you see like a half of it for a second, then you see it stalking Franzak from afar. So it's shitty CGI, but they do well in introducing it into the film in a again, it's too long of a movie, but they do well in how they introduce it in.
And they show wolves, a couple wolves prior too, to kind of get you thinking like, oh, it's going to look like a at least that's what it got me thinking. Like, oh, this is gonna be like a werewolf type thing for sure, but that's not what it is.
Well, speaking of wolves, was anybody else really disturbed by the wolf hunt scene?
I figured you'd say that. I actually was watching that, and I was like, okay, I know it's not real. I know they didn't actually do that. And B, I've never really, at least they were doing something a little different. I've never seen animals get shot and have it look like what it would probably actually look like.
Yeah, because you're used to seeing movies like you're used to seeing movies. You're used to seeing movies that are monitored by
blood. Don't shoot out like that when you shoot an animal.
And you're used to seeing movies that are monitored by the American Humane Society. So like,
oh yeah, that makes sense too.
The pops and flips and stuff that they were doing, that's not normal. That's not what you don't see that in film. Like, how do you make an animal do that? Well, you electrocute.
We might have to get on this because if they're like killing
something, I would like to know about that.
I already looked into it. I already looked into it, and you can't find anything on it. Like it's kind of a tightly guarded secret. Yeah, but it looks like there was a strong possibility there was something going on there in the wolf skinning scenes and the scene where the horses farm is set on fire. There's a good chance that there may have been some issues there. I'm allegedly, I don't know, but like it just seems like there's no information about it, and there's no record of any sort of oversight there. So, and it looks too graphic, like especially the wolves popping back and forth in midair. Like that's just not a thing you can make a trained animal do.
No,
it's craziness.
Not that. That can't defy gravity because of their will.
There's certainly a lot of posts on the internet about this, people complaining and thinking that it's bogus. So yeah, you're right. We won't know for sure. We can't prove it, so we won't push it. But that's not the point. This movie is too long, and
that's the point.
It goes in places like there's easily, I think maybe someone will disagree, but you could easily cut a half hour out of this movie.
Yeah. Easily.
Oh, yeah. And it'd be better for it.
Yeah. I think the middle really slumps. Like when it first starts, like I can get into it, and I kind of like that. Kind of reminded me of Terrence Fisher's Hound of the Baskervilles, the Hammer horror film, the whole investigation of what's going on here. What is this thing? I was getting engrossed in that, but then it just turned into like this. It's like, what is this, like a Sci-Fi Channel original movie? Like, what even is this shit?
Can we talk about the pumpkin blasting scene?
Yeah, I like that scene.
Manny doesn't use firearms.
Manny has
actually like that one.
But like, they're just casually and then a pumpkin explodes. So much
slow-mo, oozing.
But it was classic.
Like, what are those pumpkins filled with?
But you're learning about the characters and their fighting styles without these expedition dumps. Anytime I think you can learn about people visually, I think it's a really good thing.
Yeah.
Well, they're at the same time dumping exposition to themselves. Like they're having a discussion about what's going on.
What about that grandfather? What was up with that grandfather dude?
What grandfather dude?
The guy who's the grandfather of what's his face? The younger dude, Renee, is that his name? The guy who's the sidekick to Manny and the younger dude.
The Marquis.
The Marquis.
Marquis. Yes. Yeah.
It's his father, isn't it?
It's his father.
Yeah.
I thought he was a golden grandfather in the English dubbing.
Oh, maybe.
Anyways, he makes him seem like he's all mysterious and he's like the bad guy. He might be the one controlling the beast. They try to misdirect me, but I wasn't falling for that.
It's so obvious. Like you got Vince Cassell, like draped in black robes with like red satin inside and stuff, with like black makeup on his eyes. It's just like, I wonder who the villain is. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he always plays a good fucking villain, dude. He always plays a good villain.
Did you guys notice
without the sister rape? You could really do without the sister rape. Cut that fucking scene out. Nobody.
Well, you had to know he wasn't a good guy.
In case you weren't sure by that point.
Yeah, you never really get that. It's not clear to me at all. What does he do though to the beast when the beast is first introduced, and then the beast comes back to the mountaintop there? Does he pull a sword out of him? Does he shove a sword in the beast? I'm confused.
He pulls a pitchfork out that Franzak
pulls it out.
Franzak had fought him with a pitchfork, and the metal part had broken off inside of him, so he pulls out that.
Okay, I got confused there. So because it doesn't matter if the beast is immortal or not. You are not.
That's one of the things I really appreciated this viewing with the film that I hadn't noticed before. When we do see the Beast at the very end, and you see up close its armor, and you see like that big fucking cross thing driven into it, it's like, holy shit, this thing just lived in agony. Like there's all kinds of metal and just like this thing lived in constant agony. It's really cruel and kind of horrific. Yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah, I feel bad for that Beast. By the way, there's several Christ moments in this film too.
And you do crosses. And you do get the sense that Franzak is like the
that was the whole theme of the movie was that the Catholic Church they were selling you the cure to their disease is what it was saying.
And something to do with these red books that keep on showing up. Somehow we're embarrassing the king with these red books that are everywhere, but don't.
The king thought he was the king thought he was better than the Pope or something, or that he wasn't bowing down to the Pope. So this French Catholic group came in and created this beast to send down a message.
Yeah, and I like that too. It's all reactionary to the Enlightenment, which makes sense.
Yeah, but that's what I like about this movie is it's getting pissed at Catholicism and religion as a whole, because every time Manny has a cure and he helps someone survive and he saves a life, and they're like, he was killing her by the minute with his evil ways. And
no, it's magic Indian dust. I keep it in my wrist bracelet.
That was bullshit. 2001, Noble Savage, blah blah blah.
There was a bit of that kind of.
I will find you. I will find you.
We'll kill that lion wrapped up in armor.
Why did they have this beast fighting dogs? Just more part of its like torturous training or something?
I guess.
Yeah.
It was that was another useless scene.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's not even a fair fight. It's stupid.
Do you guys remember this?
We just got to keep him in shape.
Yeah, I don't know. How about this dumb scene when like the old man hears something out of his house. He comes out, he's like leering into the darkness, and then like there's a sound. He goes, oh, and all of a sudden Franz just on a horse, just right in front of his fucking face.
Somehow he missed the guy clopping up on the horse next to him. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Jesus Christ!
Shocking.
Man. Yeah. But I tell you what, some of that choreography in the fights was pretty cool. I like fighting.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's an extremely stylistic movie, and I think there are moments where that's a strength, and I think there's moments where that's a weakness.
Yeah,
you got Philip Kwok who did Hard Boiled, like some of the best like kung fu choreography you could ever find, like in like a movie. Really? But a lot of people say that it doesn't blend with this. I could forgive it for that. It's like the dumber stuff that I can't forgive this movie for.
Such as,
well. Like the monster looks so fucking dumb that I literally had to pause it.
It really takes you out of it.
I tried to figure out if I was watching when like Redbox or like when Godzilla vs King Kong comes out, like they'll try to make like lizard versus giant ape to like try to compete with it. Yeah. I thought I was watching like the fake Brotherhood of the Wolf movie. Like that's how shitty this was.
But it's 20 years old.
Yeah, I mean, like
Jaws is 50 years old. It looks fucking incredible.
Well, again,
Matrix is 22 years old. Shit, fucking Terminator 2 is like 30 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what was great? It was when what's his name? France. What's his name?
Franzak.
The poor man, Christopher Lambert.
Yeah. When he comes back for his revenge, and he comes down and he lands right in the middle of the cultists, and he hits a perfect fucking Marvel superhero pose.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Boom.
Yeah, when he comes back from the dead and he's pissed. He has two like runs that he goes on. The first time and he like cuts through the house, he's like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And then he's back from the dead.
He punched the guy through a wall.
Yeah,
I love that scene.
I like that you have Frenchmen scalping Frenchmen here. Like that's that's where American Indians learned that shit was from the French.
I do like how Franzak like honored his blood brother by adopting his fighting style or expressing its use that he may have learned from him later.
And he lit him on fire before daybreak.
And I liked that. I liked when the movie starts in the first battle that takes place. Franzak stays up on his horse, and you kind of think like the first time you see the film, you're like, well, this guy can't really fight, this libertine, whatever. But like it turns out, this guy could kick ass the whole fucking time. Yeah. And it's a total power move to be like, oh yeah, Manny could take care of these 9 guys. I don't.
Those suits were awesome too. Those suits were rad when they're fighting in the rain.
Oh yeah. Really cool. Those leather suits that go half up. Yeah. Again, like the costume design in this movie, I didn't think to look up the name, but top fucking notch. I mean, like a little over the top in a couple places, but you got Monica Bellucci in your film playing a spy prostitute. By all means, ramp it the fuck up and put her in whatever you want. And they did a great job with it.
Yeah. How about this? How about this though? This guy's trying to woo Marianne the whole time. Yeah. Every night he goes home and sleeps with Monica.
Oh boy!
While he's trying to woo this other woman, while he's doing it, and it all goes downhill for him as it should.
As it should.
Monica Bellucci is just like rolls in and be like, "Hey, he really likes you," and then she's like, "Oh yeah, must be cool. Everything's cool now."
Yeah. Is that maybe something to do with her spy stuff? Maybe.
No, but why is Marianne so gullible to this bullshit? Is my question.
Dude, why go out for a cheeseburger when you got steak at home? I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, you got Monica fucking Bellucci, but of course, but she's not like in love with him. She's just
right.
She's working,
but still,
still, she exists. She's there. The opportunity is
What's
there.
her control, though?
No question about it.
She knows everything.
Who knows?
Like,
well,
that's another thing. Who are the real people in this movie? It's secret society versus secret society, and seemingly everybody's on one side or the other.
Well, that's it. It's Manny and Franzak. These are the only. Well, and I guess the Marquis, but these are the only people that really aren't.
And his grandfather.
Mixed up. And Marianne.
Yeah.
Marianne aren't really mixed up in one side or the other. They're like, and that kind of makes sense in a small Hamlet conflict, I think, or any conflict. You're going to have some people that are in on the know and some people that aren't.
Yeah, some people, but like then I didn't meet like one person that wasn't involved. Was it though? There's like 300 cultists.
300 people is a small town.
Those are just the cultists, like the savage-looking guys, the barbarians.
No, you know what they look like? They look like brownies from Willow, but like full blown.
Oh boy!
We stole the baby.
We stole the beast.
Oh, Rui, not again. This is a fun note. I'm just going to mention this note because someone took the time to write it, so why not? Vincent Cassella initially refused the part of the villain in this movie, only when the role was rewritten to make the character creepier and more twisted, including an incestuous attraction to his sister. Did the actor become interested in the role? What a dick thing to write. How do you know that's true? And why would you, like, it's just making him look like, oh yeah, this guy's a sick fuck. He wants it bad. Now he's into it.
The character is basically Gaston. Like, he's trying to woo a woman that's not interested.
You just watch Beauty and the Beast. That's what you're doing.
And he wants to kill a beast. Hey, the parallels are there. You can find them if you want to.
Oh, here's another thing. The jailer guy, he was the guy. It turns out he's the guy. You seen Cemetery Man?
Yeah, he's fucking from Cemetery Man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Delamorte.
And I looked him up. He's some like famous French musician.
Oh, is he?
He's in All Six?
And Cemetery Man, which Cemetery Man does not hold up very good, by the way.
No, I haven't watched it. I loved it. Like
I loved it too, man. I watched it recently. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? Who thought that this was okay to put on film?
I'll have to check it out.
I did not care for it this round.
Sounds like a movie that would be scary. So.
It's okay. There's a cemetery, and after you're buried there, 7 days later, everybody just comes back to life. 7 days after they've been buried, and this guy's job is the keeper, and he's to put them down and put them to rest.
When he's not busy fucking them.
Oh,
well,
that's
is that the case?
Well,
that's the problem.
Well, spoilers.
Spoiler!
Oh boy! Yep.
How about So I thought this movie was going to end, and then it didn't.
Yeah, we all did.
Because like, who gives a shit that the Marquis is the narrator the whole time as an older person? And
we knew
like
that, right? I mean, it's pretty obvious.
But why did we need that whole scene at the end of him? Like, we just didn't need it. We didn't need his reflections on the film. By this point, I was just pissed that the movie wasn't over, so I didn't care at all.
I liked it. I liked his noble, like, I'm going to sit here and finish my story because it's important to me to get my story out.
Give me wine and crackers. I don't care. The French Revolution's going down.
And I also really like, he starts off the movie saying something to the effect of, like, certainty and, like, the evils of certainty and how it can turn us into beasts. And I think that there's some truth to that. Like if you're absolutely sure of where you stand, then you can commit atrocities. But Franzak is like, I am filled with nothing but doubts, and he says that like at one point in the film, and he's like one of the only ones that will second guess himself and not commit one way, and not in a bad way. And I think that's kind of cool to have a film where this theme is being explored. Usually it's the other way around, like. Don't be, insecure and like just fucking go for it. Any decision is better than no decision. Like, well, no, that's not really the fucking case in reality.
Right. That's Okay. So how can we get down to this beast? at the end here. Is it natural? Is it supernatural? Is it magical? Or is it just a lion?
Yeah, I think it's just a lion in armor that's been really well trained.
Yeah, it's just a pawn from a bunch of.
But I mean, they really fucked that thing up. Like, I think like a real animal would have died, but no, you think it's just a real animal?
You'd be surprised.
Penicillin being fed to it. I don't know.
You know, natural. If it was a beast in nature, a lion in nature that was caught, you'd be surprised. You know, I saw a goose get run over a couple weeks ago. It survived. You'd be surprised what these things can survive.
That's true.
Who knows? But I
don't
think
poetic that Oh, go ahead.
No, give us your poetry.
That Sardi's got it from the wolves in the end there. That was pretty. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too, and I like that the movie again. Fransak, our naturalist, makes the very accurate point that wolves don't kill people; they don't eat people. It's super fucking rare. It's so rare. But I usually hate it in movies when wolves are killing people. In this movie, like they did a good job with it because they drive home that it is rare and it's obviously really fucking suited. And I don't think there's much supernatural happening in this movie, but I do think there's something happening. I thought it was a tip of the supernatural hat to Manny at the end there. That's what I thought that was. Yep.
Isn't that what happened in real life, though? Unless that's bogus. The actual beast in real life was probably just a wolf, but it did actually eat humans, which is rare.
I was reading about it, a cursory glance at the Wikipedia thing. It's not like I'm a fucking expert on it, but it does sound like the contemporary descriptions of it. People went out of their way to say like it looked like a wolf, but it wasn't a wolf.
I'm a huge Chevaudan person, and I a lot of those things I read said that might have been an alligator that they just did not ever see there or even know about it. So alligator or crocodile is definitely possible.
Oh, well, there's a difference, dude. Come on, show some respect.
Yeah, it's one of the rare furry crocodiles. Yeah. That's what it is.
Is that a dinosaur? Is it one like a bird dinosaur that transferred into like a?
I think that's a joke toward the furry fish there. Is that what that was?
That's what that was.
Yeah, that's what it was. Bringing it back.
What else about this bozo movie? Anything else? What else we not cover?
Just like the Catholic bone sword that was like
that flail thing.
Telescoping.
I thought that was fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
What, the one that Cassell uses?
Yeah, the collapsible kind of extendable sword.
Is that CGI?
Able to whip around.
I think clearly it was. Yeah,
it looked like bad CGI to me. That's what I noticed.
Yeah, I think it clearly was.
I mean, again, like it's like we can bash this movie for the bad CGI, but okay.
It wasn't that. That's why I'm so conflicted. There's so many good things and so many bad things. Every time somebody kicked, punched, threw something at it all made that same like fake punch Foley sound.
Yeah.
No matter what it was.
Let the Foley have it, Aaron. Give it to him good.
Those sons of bitches. The French can't Foley. What can I say? I said it.
Wow. You heard it here first on 79 Podcast. Aaron's making accusations about an entire country of people.
I'd be remiss if French horror in 2001 was in really kind of a weird spot. Before that, I think the big ones were Eyes Without a Face and Diabolique, and that's like the 50s and 60s. And in my opinion, you don't get any really solid French horror until things really fucking pick up with Martyrs and Inside and High Tension and some of the the late 2000s. So,
Bo Burnham's Inside?
Mike, don't watch Inside, the French horror.
Give it to me, Mike. Give it
to me. Jeffrey Bezos.
There it is. There it is.
Did you guys notice that maybe more so than any movie in film history, the combatants in this film were really polite to wait their turn to jump on the one person fighting the 12 of them?
Are you kidding me?
But that happens all the time.
It happens all the time in movies, and I wasn't even going to make a note of it because it's so common. But
it just lets you know that internationally, from France to Hollywood to anywhere, it's gonna.
And also, as it got towards the end of the movie, I was starting to be like, "Man, this is really, really pronounced. Like more than most films. Just like people, one guy's checking his watch, someone else brings a book out. It's weird."
Yeah, I saw that.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Mike's yawning. I guess let's.
I think we hit all the points.
I think we did kind of hit the main points.
I think we've covered this movie fairly.
We've covered the film. Anyone listening to the movie that loves the movie at this point is already turned off.
Sorry.
No! What do you mean? There's been some things to like. The CGI. I mean,
I think it was a fair critique of this movie. It's good and bad.
I kid. I think that I think we've.
Travis is very tender. He wants to make sure that people who like the movies that they come here to listen to us still, so we don't rip it like a bunch of dicks all the time. It's important. I understand.
France X Revenge. I love it.
And maybe there should be a sequel. How come they never did a sequel?
I don't know.
This could be a series. This guy goes across the world. He picks up another Manny, and he keeps on going.
I don't think that's.
They have children with Marianne, and then he breeds them to be fighters.
Yes,
Maybe they hunt vampires.
This movie's called The Brotherhood of the Wolf, but what is the Brotherhood?
Just Brotherhood.
It's the secret.
Oh
society.
shit! Yeah, Brotherhood of the Wolf. Sorry.
It's the secret society, which is funny because, isn't Wolf? It never really says, but isn't Wolf Manny's totem?
It's the Wolves of God. The secret society was called the Wolves of God.
Oh, that's right. They do explain.
Well, there's a bunch of cults in this movie, but it's called Brotherhood of the Wolf, but it's about all these other cults.
Well, that's why I think it applies to both. I think the Brotherhood of the Wolf is the actual name of the cult, but I'm pretty sure that Manny's totem is Wolf, and he calls him.
Yeah, that's why you get the glance of the wolves. The wolves kind of guide him along, and I thought the end was a nod to his spirit animal.
Right.
The evil secret society was called the Wolves of God. They were the ones with the red books.
Right, and I'm trying to say that the other Brotherhood of the Wolf was Manny and Franzak.
Any relation to Dances with Wolves?
No.
Okay.
Poor portrayal of Native Americans.
At least they're being played by Native Americans. That was groundbreaking for the time.
Yeah, that's true.
It was groundbreaking for the time. That's true.
Sadly, groundbreaking.
So
it wasn't Rock Hudson, so that's something.
Oh man, Rock Hudson died of AIDS.
Yeah, that's true.
Tragically, Mike.
That's
all of this is sad. The Native Americans not getting their due, him dying of AIDS. It's all sad.
I hope everyone listening is having a great time.
I don't know what this has to do with Brotherhood of the Wolf, but let's close it out. Let's find out if Brotherhood of the Wolf holds up or not. We got 4 people because Aaron's our very special guest. I don't remember. Do we let the guest go first in this or not? Because we haven't had a guest. What did we do last time with Bo Cephas?
Donnie?
I was at my nephew's house, so I was zoned out. Did Donnie go first or not?
I don't remember.
Oh my God! I wrote this in my notes. I forgot to mention it.
Please.
A little foreshadowing when they're doing the spirit animal thing.
Mm-hmm.
When he goes to Cassell's character, he chooses the lizard, and he says, and Cassell says, "I hope it's a lizard. It grows back."
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Regeneration.
Yeah, he does say that. That's true.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
That's just
that happens.
That's actually
did you notice that the playwright in the film? Remember, the playwright that he kind of Franzak steals Marianne from, and then the playwright gets up in front of everybody and gives a really bizarre poem speech type thing. Did you check out that mullet? That's a legendary fucking mullet in that movie. It's incredible. All right, that's the end of my points.
Hey, all right.
The end of my notes.
Cassell and Belushi were married at that point.
No shit. I didn't know that. Wow.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Eric, why don't you lead us off? Take it away, my friend. Come on.
Screwed myself by watching it in French and not the dub version, because at least if it was dubbed, I wouldn't have to watch the entire film. I could do stuff while listening to it. I'm sorry, dude, but granted, clearly any movie that has a frame of Monica Bellucci just automatically holds up on just by that alone. But all joking aside, listen, you got all these ingredients: action, romance, mysticism, sex, supernatural horror, secret societies, political conspiracy, and a healthy challenge of dogmatic conservatism. But what does Christoph Gans do with all this stuff? Not much of anything. It's like I always talk about the dessert, the dream dessert your kids would make for you, and then it looks fun, but it tastes like shit. This is a messy film that is just silly and dumb. This is like a Sci-Fi Channel original movie. I don't understand the praise this movie gets. Fucking stupid.
Oh, awesome.
Travis,
sorry,
what
Eric.
Okay. Fucking stupid. All right. Levering criticism. Okay.
You made a lot of good points before that.
Look, it's clearly a flawed film. It's clearly a flawed film. But if you had watched it 20 years ago, I think you'd feel a little differently about it. And I think that's kind of one of those movies. I would not expect someone watching this with today's sensibilities to be very impressed by it. In the same way that I was not very impressed by Old Boy when I watched it recently for the first time. Yeah, I'm comparing the two. Because Old Boy is pretty fucking overhyped by my standards because I didn't see it when it came out. And I watch it now, I'm like, yeah, okay. All right, I get it.
You're not talking remake, right?
No, I'm talking the original.
Okay.
So, yeah, so it's a flawed film. It's not for someone that has never seen it before. If you've never seen it before, I would not recommend it now. By no means. And we've just laid out the myriad flaws, of which there are, there's many. But I do like the consistent historical accuracy here of some kind of obscure shit. Someone behind the scenes did their homework, and I really respect that. I think that, again, the costume designs and a lot of the shots are interesting to look at. I think a lot of the cinematography is pretty cool. I think that, I can sit here and list all the stuff I didn't like, but we just did that for an hour and a half. So I'm going to say that, not super enthusiastically, I do feel like the movie holds up. I mean, I'm not like, wow, this is an obvious clear choice. But if you saw this back in the day and liked it, and it's been a while, I think it's worth the revisit. If you've never seen it, don't bother.
Okay. Fair. So we're tied up at 1. Aaron, I'm going to let you go next to see if which way you swing things here, because I don't know how exactly you're going to go.
I don't either yet, really. I chose the movie because I hadn't seen it since 2003 or so, and I remember I chose it because I was thinking, people don't talk about this movie, I don't really think, and I remember it being real cool. Let's check it out. So we did. That's the thing that happened. And so every time something cool would happen, something really dumb would happen. So I was just conflicted. I was taking these notes. I'm taking these notes. First encounter with a beast, cool. Pumpkin blasting, dumb. Like just every other line is just like that when I'm on my notes. Manny's death bath was too long and, quite frankly, almost erotic, and it was disturbing. So that was weird for me. What can I say?
What can you say?
So if I add up all the points, win or lose, it's real close. Like,
what does it mean to you? Does it hold up? What does that mean to you? Is the question.
Okay, yeah. What does it hold up to me is, right now, can I put it on? It's got like a timeless factor, right? No matter what, you put on a movie and you can enjoy it. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, yesterday. Is it something you can that happens? Sure, for older movies, you can let the flaws slide by sometimes, but sometimes they're so egregious that you're like, let's not have this around anymore. We don't need to promote this in our ideals for a better society. So, if I add it all up, just the stupid things and the great things I liked about it, it does not hold up slightly. Oh. I think it's there's just too much. The dumb outweighs the good. There's pretty movies to watch that are actually really good. So, there's that.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Solid summation. Well done, Aaron. For me, this one, it was just like I barely was there. So I tried to focus in, but it was, I wish I'd watched the French version. I blew that. I admit that. I did watch the dub version. So
I watched both.
I should have watched both. You're right. That's my fault.
And then again, backwards. You should have watched it the third time.
Yeah.
Foreign language.
I should have put on Dark Side of the Moon and synced it up with it. It would have been awesome. Travis's points are valid, though. Travis's historical points really bring some legitimacy to the film, which I respect. But, that's still not enough either. For me, this is just a movie that I think this is a great movie to throw on with friends and watch. I think it has a lot of value. Movie. Yeah. I could definitely see that.
That's the thing. Like, I would watch it again. I just don't think it's.
Whoa! You know what I mean? Too late. It's fucking stupid.
I think it's always Roadhouse, but I'll watch that anytime he plays. Sorry, Mike.
It's an entertaining movie. I will say that it's entertaining. It does drag ass a lot though in parts for me, which in the end that's why it doesn't hold up. It's not about it being about a beast and maybe possibly being a horror scary type film. I don't care about that. If it's good, it's good. I don't remember if I said it or not. The one we watched, the cabin, what the fuck that was? The one that you brought up, the people in the house. What's that called? The people are at dinner and then they're getting taken over.
The Invitation? No, I don't know.
The Lodge, is that the one we watched? The one that you recommended.
You're next for the show? You're next?
Yes, you're next.
Oh yeah, you're next.
I think I said that one held up because it was.
You did.
It was well done, and so I'll give it credit if it deserves credit. To me, this is a bozo fest film, and yes, the CGI sucks, but I don't care about that either. If the story was like focused enough for me and interesting enough for me, I'd be down, but I'm not, so it doesn't hold up.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you read your reviews here. I found this one too, and it kind of meshes. It's from this guy or this person. I don't know if it's a man or a woman or whatever. Sloan Wall. It says absurd from start to finish. What can go wrong when you mix martial arts, terror, and a period film? Well, everything. If you pile up cliche after cliche with no rhyme or reason and a convoluted plot that makes no sense, tries to be revolutionary and ends up being unintentionally laughable. A complete waste of time. Not surprising. Millions think otherwise.
Was that written by Eric Branstrom?
I don't know, but it was. I found that one. I found it amusing.
That's pretty solid. That's a pretty solid summation. I will say that. I don't hate this movie, but all those points are pretty valid.
Yeah, I don't hate it either. It's just.
Yeah.
I think anyone listening would be amazed that we don't hate it.
Yeah, I don't hate it. It just doesn't hold up. That's all.
It's a thin line between love and hate, man.
It is. If it holds up or not, it's very delicate. Very delicate.
Yeah. So,
we did it! Yay! You want to thank Eron Worley for coming on, and he gave us Brotherhood of the Wolf, and we'll always have this episode in perpetuity, which you can watch anytime on our YouTube channel. You can also listen on your favorite podcast format. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcast. That would help. That raises the profile, lets more people know about Brotherhood of the Wolf and who Eron Worley is and why he doesn't like this movie. People need to know about that. They do. Next week, we're back to the top of the rotation. Travis Roy, you have the floor.
Well, I've already checked, and my selection for next week comes in at a brisk 2 hours and 5 minutes. So that's much less compared to where we've been the last couple of weeks.
Thank you.
I have wanted to do this movie for quite some time, and kind of stayed away for a little bit. And I was like, oh, we just did that actor, we just did that director, and I just kind of like found different reasons to not do it. But I actually took the rare move, as Eric knows, where I actually announced the movie that I'm choosing on another podcast when I guested on Donnie's All American Spook Show podcast, his 5th episode of the werewolf episodes that I was doing with that. I got in werewolf mode. We're doing 1994's Wolf.
Yes.
Oh my God! It just skipped digitally. What did you say? I didn't hear it.
Too late.
Good night.
Wolf. Mike Nichols. Wolf.
Oh my God. Okay.
Wolf.
Right.
James Spader in Wolf. All right, that's a fun
Richard
movie.
Jenkins again.
He's in that one. Shit, I don't remember.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it since the
detective.
90s. So Michelle Pfeiffer's in it, I believe.
She is.
Oh God, yes, she is.
She's a gorgeous lady.
So beautiful.
She is a good actress. Good for her. Tequila Sunrise.
Okay.
Underrated movie.
She has 2
all right,
arms,
cool.
2 legs, and a head.
Yeah, she's a human being with thought process and feelings and emotions. Can you feel the emotion? Boop, boop,
I don't know
boop,
how
boop.
you assume to know what's in somebody else's head, but whatever. Mike.
Really?
Yeah, I know. It was a dick move on my part. But that's me. That's patriarchy at work. That's what we do. We're men. We make assumptions, and we shut people down. That's how we do it here in the patriarchy. We're going to continue to do so going forward. But next week...
Speaking of shutting people down.
Yeah, so don't forget, listen to Travis and on Donnie's podcast, All American Spook Show. And what did you do on the pod episode?
I just talked about werewolves for like a half an hour. It was fun.
Oh, okay. All right, great. Let's make sure we check that out. All American Spook Show. Donnie was on the show recently, so you know who he is if you watch or listen to the show. And make sure to catch us next week when we do Wolf, 1994's Wolf. Thank you to Eron Worley. Eron, any final words?
Aaron. Thank you.
Check out Sidewinder Ansible on your favorite music platform.
Yes, that's a great call. Always a good
Got some
time.
new stuff coming up.
It rolls right off the tongue. It's just so easy to say.
Ansible.
Oh, it's a fun word in science fiction novels. You should check it out.
And did I spell it right though? I mean, for anyone that would want to look it up.
Oh,
Ansible.
Yeah.
Did he spell it right?
You can't just say Ansible and think people are going to know how to spell that necessarily at the top.
Ancible. Is that what you said?
S.
I don't know.
Oh, there's an S.
Letters.
S.
SC?
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Like discipline?
Boy. Sidewater Ansible.
All right, show's over. Thanks, everybody. We'll catch you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Is this not the age of reason?